All right, welcome. This is Mike Steffens again with another quick training. Not a very fancy slideshow, but I just wanted to get some information out there about how to help repair your Google Plus local pages rankings in the local search results post Pigeon. Again, the Pigeon update happened, I believe, on Friday, July 25th, 2014. And basically what it did is updated the way that Google places the business listings in the search results, and it put a little bit of weight, I've seen, on the accuracy of how your business listing information is throughout the web. And so we're going to do a quick training on how something called a citation cleanup can increase your Google Plus local pages ranking post Pigeon. And this is about getting consistent online business listing data and how that gives Google more confidence in your listing. So we're going to go back to some basics and some foundational things that anybody who has a business listing with Google should probably look into, and a lot of these things you can do yourself. So let's just go over there right now. The first thing we're going to talk about is exactly what is a citation. Second thing is, where do you find your citations? Then I'm going to show you with some screen sharing here within this Hangout on how to claim your different listings and clean up the citation. And then I'm going to show you a couple quick tricks on how to increase something called your citation authority. So let's jump right in. What is a citation? Okay, a citation is simply the mention of your business name, address, and phone number anywhere on the web. It's also referred to in the Google and SEO community as NAP, which means it's an acronym for name, address, and phone number. All right, so where do you find your citations, or more importantly, I should say, where do your citations come from, and how does Google get your information to create a business listing? And I'm going to show you there's 8 sources. The first source comes from companies that are data aggregators. Axiom, Newstar, and Info Group are the 3 major ones in the US. Internet IYPs, or Internet Yellow Page sites. These are called local business directories like Google, Yahoo, Bing, Yelp, City Search, Yellow Pages, Yellow Book, etc. Online government resources. So for a lot of you, your business is going to be published in the county's online website, or maybe your Secretary of State's website. It all depends, but then again, this is another source where Google gets your business listing data. Google Street View. You might have heard of Street View before, and how they get these images is they actually drive cars around your city with a large camera mounted on the top of the car, and as they're driving, they're recording and taking pictures of local businesses, matching up, say, the business signage with the business address. This is another resource that Google pulls from to get your business listing information. Again, your name, address, and phone number. Google Mapmaker. Mapmaker, if you go to google.com/mapmaker, that's the Google Maps program itself, or platform, I should say, and in there you can search for your business and you'll find all the listings for your business in Mapmaker. This is kind of neat because you can edit. Any Google user can actually edit information for that business listing if they find incorrect information. Now you, the business owner, you notice you're not at the top of the list because that's pretty much the truth. In a normal world, you could go in and just go log into your Google Places or Google Plus Local, whatever you want to call it nowadays, dashboard, and change your information to be correct. And you'd assume once you submitted that information, and if you are a verified business owner and your listing's verified, that would change it. Unfortunately, that's not always the case. So that is, yet again, another source that Google draws their information from. Google reviewers are actual employees that will look at business listing information and look at how it comes in from all these other sources and make a determination of what information is accurate. So if you get a call from on your caller ID and it says Mountain View, California, odds are it's an employee from Google calling to verify your listing information. So take that call. And Google users themselves. If you're logged into your Gmail account or Google Plus account, unfortunately, anybody can go to your listing and suggest edits, which will go back to the Google reviewers, and then they'll make a determination whether that edit is worthy or not. So again, these are your, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sources, and all this information goes into a basically a cluster of servers in, we'll say, Mountain View, California, where Google's headquarters is located, and they then make the determination based on all the information and data collected from these sources on what your listing information should be. So let's delve in a little bit deeper. So who are the major data aggregators? And we're just going to cover in the US for now. If you're in a different country, Google search major data aggregators and your city name or country name, state name, province, whatever, and you should be able to find that. But we're just going to focus on the US for right now. So the first is Newstar, which used to be called Localese. Second is Infogroup. And the third is Axiom. Now, you can Google all these company names and you'll find their website. The first thing I would do is go to these sites and then submit your business listing information. Make sure that you copy it verbatim from your Google Plus local page. This will make life a lot easier. These different sites feed the information to all the other sites and online business directories out there. So this is an important thing to know. Now, here's an infographic. This is from David Mim of Moz Local, and this is a great visual illustration of the actual local search ecosystem. It's somewhat complex, but this visual kind of tells you, okay, over here, here's my cursor, by Infogroup, this is a main aggregator, as we just went over, and it feeds to websites like Superpages. It also feeds to another aggregator, which is Axiom, and it also feeds to the third aggregator, which is Newstar. And you can see we'll just take Newstar, for instance. Newstar aggregates from, let's say, to Yellow Pages, to Twitter, to Mojo Pages, Local, all these little directory sites that you probably heard of at one point or another, maybe even seen some of their TV commercials, or most likely have been called at your place of business with somebody trying to sell you premium placement within their directory. So this kind of gives you a visual illustration of all the different sources of where the data is kind of created, where it starts, and then how it populates itself throughout the web to all of these dozens, actually hundreds of different local search directories. And these are all going to show up in the form of a business listing. So your business will be listed eventually in all of these sites. And if it isn't, you can go in and submit it manually or claim it if it's incorrect, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But this is just the foundational point of a lot of what we've noticed here is that a lot of local businesses that had good rankings, because that, again, the website link that you use on your Google Plus page is the most authoritative factor as far as how well you're placed in the search results. But if you don't have a consistent, accurate data foundation as a business listing, because remember, Google Plus Local is a business listing at its core, then you're not going to get the placement that you probably should get if your information was correct. And you're going to find out here in a minute. I'm going to show you an example of just how easy your listing can have incorrect information all throughout the web, which does not send signals of confidence back to Google when somebody queries your service in your city. And that is a fundamental reason why you maybe have lost rankings, or why some of your competitors with maybe not that well optimized websites are actually, their listing is ranking higher than yours. So this, I thought, would be a good visual for you. All right. So again, who are the top U.S. local business directory sites? Well, we have Angie's List, Yelp, Merchant Circle, Dexnose, Bing, Yahoo, White Pages, Yellow Pages, Yellowbot, Superpages, Yellowbook, City Search, Manta, Local, MapQuest, HotFrog, the Business Journals, Kudzu, and Foursquare. Now, I may have left out a couple, but this will give you an idea of the most authoritative websites in the U.S. where you want your business listed in, and if it's already listed in there, you want to make sure that your name, address, and phone number, at the minimum, on these sites specifically, matches verbatim to how it appears on your Google Plus local page, meaning punctuation, capitalization, spacing, spelling, etc. And I'm going to show you here right now. Let's go, and I'll show you an example. All right, so we're going to use the example from my original video, and that is Solar Vision window tinting in Sarasota. Now, Solar Vision, little background, Solar Vision contracted my business to do some modifications to their website, not necessarily for Google Plus Local, but for overall SEO. At this point, the business owner's in the process of selling his business, so he didn't want to invest any further in Google plus local optimization, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about here. So what you want to do is you want to take your business name and then add something either like your phone number or the zip code of where one of your locations or your location is, and do a search, and then you're going to find your Google Plus page. So we're going to go to the Google Plus page. I already have these pulled up just to save time. Here again, here's the name, Solar Vision window tinting, address. I'm not going to go through the address, but you can see it here, and phone number. That's the citation. So one of the first places that you're going to want to go is to your company website. You want to make sure that your listing is accurate and matches that of your Google Plus page. So we're using Google Hangouts, so it might take a couple more seconds here to get to that page because it's screen sharing software. So actually we're going to come back to that. But the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure, like on your contact page and every page of your website, it lists the name, address, and phone number of your business listing, or your business listing information, excuse me. So we'll go down here and we'll just make sure Solar Vision window tinting, 2227 University Parkway, Sarasota, Florida, 34243, and then there's the phone number. So we'll just do a quick check, and sure enough, it's spelled same way, has the abbreviation for Parkway, comma, Florida, 34243, or if you go down here, it's the same thing. All right, so now we're going to go back and do a couple other examples. So let's go to, say, Super Pages. Let me take a drink here. Excuse me. Okay, so we're in Super Pages, which is right here, and the first thing you're going to do is look at the listing. Okay, if you haven't claimed your listing, you want to claim it. And in most cases, for most businesses that I've worked with over the last 5 or 6 years, majority of your listings aren't claimed. So that actually doesn't send a signal back to Google that the information is correct and verified by an actual human being, being you, the owner. So step one is you want to claim your listing. Step two, you want to clean it up. And what I mean is right now we're just going to focus on that citation. Again, that's your business name, address, and phone number. Now, if you look at this, business name matches, Solar Vision window tinting, capitalization, punctuation, spacing is all the same as it is on Google+. Then it's 2227 University Parkway, abbreviated, great, comma, Sarasota, Florida. But then if you look here, this happens to be an old phone number from when the business used to be located in Bradenton, Florida. If you go back to that listing, you can see here the phone number on the listing is 746-3364. Here it's 359-3364. Okay, why is this important? Well, the actual most unique identifier in your citation, your name, address, and phone number, is your phone number. So what this is showing right now is A, the listing isn't claimed, and B, that this is actually, even though as human beings we're intuitive enough to understand that this is the same business, and odds are if I call that phone number, it's probably going to go to the correct business owner. But remember, Google and all these other websites use crawlers and software to gather this information, so they're looking at this as a separate business. So this Google Plus page is not getting that citation, that vote of confidence to help place it higher in the search results, the listing. When I say higher, the Google Plus listing. So this is one example right here. You want to change the phone number. This business would want to change the phone number to their main listing number on the Google Plus page. So we'll go back to the search results here real quick. All right, yellowpages.com. Let's see, here we are at Yellow Pages. Again, the name is correct. The address is correct. The phone number is not, so that would need to be changed. And you can probably see how this is very common. Almost every business that we deal with, the first thing you want to do is lay down a good foundation to build your house on, right? So the first thing we do is clean up your citation profile. So now we'll go to Manta. Okay. One thing I wanted to bring up, when you're in especially these major sites, you want to do a quick search of maybe part of your business name or your full business name and then where you're located. And you'll see right here, this pulled up 2 listings. We only want one listing because there's only one location. You'll see this listing has that 359 number that we don't want, and this listing has the correct number. So in this case, you'd actually want to click on it, claim it, and then delete it. Claim this one as well, and then there's really nothing on this particular case except for to change Parkway to the abbreviation for Parkway, which is capital PKWY. All right, so then we go back here. A couple more examples just to drive home the point if you don't get it by now. I hope you do. usplaces.com. Again, we have the wrong phone number. They've added Manatee, which is a county next to Sarasota, so they'd want to delete that. Again, you'd want to claim it, take control of the listing, and you also want to fill out all the other information as well. So again, the more information, especially on some of these prime sites, it's going to help you convert more leads and help drive up your ranking in Google with your Google Plus local listing. So we'll go to Dex Knows. I've pulled this up already. Solar Vision window tinting, correct phone number, and it looks like it has the correct. So that would be a citation credit right there, where these other 2 or 3, they're all being counted as separate businesses, and his listing isn't getting that ranking ability it should by having consistent, clean information throughout the web. So we'll go to one more here. Let's see. Let's go to, this is AMFIBI. It's another business directory site. And as you can see, the title's correct. The address, Parkway, should be abbreviated to match the Google Plus listing. Hopefully I'm driving home the point right now. And the phone number is their old phone number from their other location, which is no longer open. So that would want to be changed. So you can see now if you go to Google and we do our primary keyword or phrase, which is window tinting Sarasota, in my other video, just based on the on-page optimization and setup of their website, they were ranking, I think, up there towards #1. Now it's just the website but no listing. The reason why the listing isn't there is because all of this business information, that citation that I talked about, is different in almost every site that we go to, just on the first page of the search results. So we've seen this not just with this business. I've seen it with maybe 6 or 7 in the last week. Some clients of mine, some not. And so it's very important that you go through and do these searches. We'll go back here with, say, your company name and zip code, company name, phone number, maybe your full address. And you go through all of these pages and click on every single listing, which is it can be a little bit time consuming, and make sure that you've claimed every single listing that's indexed in the search results and that you make sure it matches the citation as it appears on your Google Plus listing. So again, if we go back to the PowerPoint, we go back to the beginning here. So we know what a citation is, all right? We now know where to find citations. Again, we know how to claim and clean them up. This isn't rocket science. It's just time-consuming and somewhat mundane. And now we're going to go to how to increase your citations authority. Now, let me stop here real quick and tell you, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, if you had 150 listings in 150 different local search sites, and you had 150 so-called citations, and your competitors in your town only had 75, 80, 100, however, you would typically be at the very top of the search results, meaning your Google Plus listing. That's really not the case anymore, but what is still important, and I think after Google Pigeon, what's shifted is the consistency of your business data throughout the web, meaning your citation needs to be the same, especially on the major sites. So, you need more than the rest of your competitors? No. Would it hurt? No, it would be something I'd suggest, but more importantly, you want to make sure that your information is accurate and consistent across the web. And you want to make sure that it's going further accurate and consistent and placed on the most important sites in the U.S. for local business directories. And again, if we go back to the slideshow real quick, that would be websites like Angie's List, Yelp, Dex Knows, Yellow Pages, Yahoo, etc. So if you're already on there, great, make sure your information is accurate and make sure you verified those listings at these sites. And if you're not, you want to submit your business. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes per website. So again, not hard, but you'd want to do that because these sites have something called PageRank. And PageRank is just part of the Google algorithm. And it was something came up that Larry Page, the co-founder of Google, came up on how to organize what websites are most important from, say, a score of 0 to 100 or 0 to 10. 100 or 10 being the highest, most important sites, kind of like Google, Facebook, YouTube, stuff like that. And then the low ones might be a lot of obscure websites that really have very little authority, so to speak, in search, both local or global search. So a lot of these sites all have high page ranks. So you want to make sure that you're listed in the high page rank sites. And one of them that we left off here is Facebook, which is probably one of the highest. But you want to make sure that will increase your citation authority. Okay, so if we go back to looking right here, all in this whole ecosystem, you want to make sure you're on the major sites and that your information is correct. I'm going to give you one quick tip on how to boost your citation authority even more. And that would be using sites called Web 2.0s. They're basically free blogs. One site would be WordPress.com, Tumblr, TUMBLR.com, and Blogspot, which is also known as Blogger, which is Google's free blog. And if you can look here, you don't have to create a full-out website, but just have a page and have links. Now, in this case, this is to help rank a YouTube video, which is a completely different subject. But you can actually add links, clickable text with keywords on these Web 2.0s, and I would have them go back to, instead of your website or a YouTube video, in this case, I'd have them go back to maybe your Yellow Pages listing. So you grab this link here, you go back, and when you're actually editing this, you can make that word, best window tinting company in Sarasota, FL, and instead of having it go to right now, which is a YouTube video, have it go to that listings URL, again, which would be something like this, superpages.com, blah, 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 / Solar Vision window tinting, blah, blah, blah. If it's called backlinking. So if you backlink not your website, but you backlink some of these major sites, like Yelp, that would be a good one, Angie's List, maybe a industry-specific site like, say, avo.com for lawyers, or let's see, WebMD, or some other ones. I'm just losing my train of thought here, for medical professionals. By backlinking these listings, or your actual listing page, excuse me, say like this yp.com, by placing a link in one of these Web 2.0 blogs with your keyword somewhere mixed into the link, so that if somebody were to click on this, they would go to your Yellow Page listing. Now, we're not really doing this for human interaction. We're doing this because that sends authority signals back to Google that some of these major citations, again, your name, address, and phone number, that should match up to your Google Plus page, and now they have other authoritative websites like Blogger or WordPress or Tumblr linking to that listing. It passes on some authority back to your Google Plus listing. So I know it's kind of a dorky thing, and for a lot of you, you might know this that are advanced, and some of you that are just trying to figure out what the hell's going on with my listing, this might seem a little strange. So that's okay. That's just a little bit of, I guess, a somewhat advanced technique on how to build citation authority, which is actually a huge factor on how your listing is placed in the local search results. So to conclude, I hope you got some good information out of this, but I understand that I just didn't have time to give you a full-on course on exactly how to clean up your citations, how to build a good citation profile, and increase your citation authority. But you can always give us a call. We'll offer a free evaluation of your listing and your citation profile and even your website. It's free. It's hands-off. I don't believe in pressuring you into doing something. If there's an opportunity to help, I'll let you know. And if there's not, I'll let you know that as well. So anyway, you can give us a call at 941-677. Let's go. 941-677-8604, or simply go to mylocalresults.com. And my name is Mike Steffens, signing off. Appreciate your time, and good luck.